Starting live video. Hello.
Hello.
We're live.
Hello, Facebook Live.
Hello, Facey people.
Are you ready to be a happy empath? That's what we're chatting about today, okay? Do you guys know what an empath is? Adele, do you know what
Someone
an empath
who
is?
suffers miserably by all of other people's thoughts, feelings, and emotions.
Well, for sure it is, by definition, someone who is aware of the thoughts, feelings, and emotions of the beings and people around them.
If you read articles, that's what most of them say.
Yes, I know.
It means that you suffer miserably because you're aware of other people's thoughts, feelings, and emotions.
So one of the things is, I don't know, most of us grew up in a family. Hi, Dean McCann.
No
Hello, doctor.
disrespect meant.
Hello. Does it say wave? Wave. Okay. I've never done that before. Okay. So one of the things we're talking about being an empath, if you know you're an empath, a lot of empaths are healers and teachers and psychologists and people like that because they already know that they're very sensitive and aware, hi Nathan, to the thoughts, feelings, and emotions of every single person around you in a room. And sometimes not even when they're in a room, okay?
Hey, what if you could be aware of people's thoughts, feelings, and emotions and not be miserable about it?
You can't. Just kidding.
You could be a happy empath.
So one of the things is, you know, I was like a little kid. I was kind of the peacemaker, and I was in my house and my family, and I would always be trying to make every single person happy around me. And the thing is, a lot of people aren't happy around you. I don't know if you've noticed.
Hey, you know why?
They're stressed out or trying to figure out their life.
I learned this from Dr. Dane here. It turns out happiness is a choice.
Hi, Frankie Carlson.
You can choose it or not choose it.
Yeah. So, and yes, happiness is a choice. And I think when I was a little girl and I could feel everyone around me, and they would sometimes be acting like they were like happy, but you could tell they weren't really happy inside. They were like sad or mad or whatever kind of thoughts, feelings, and emotions they had. It was very confusing to me when their words and their energy didn't match at all. Hi, Liddy Freeman.
Are you aware of energy?
Are you aware of energies? Are you aware of the people around you? Are you hyper aware of the thoughts, feelings, and emotions of people around you? And different people have different gifts. I'm more aware of the energy, but sometimes I'll hear words and people will be like, how do you know that happened on the playground? I know a lot of things like that just because, I don't know, I'm paying attention or something.
Well, and I think for both of us, we're very aware of people's bodies, too. So the sensations in their bodies, the places where there's maybe stuck energy in their body, pain in their body.
Oh, pain in their body, emotional stuff stuck in their body, like super hyper aware.
There's lots of times where I'll be walking down the street and all of a sudden my knee hurts and I'm like, I didn't do anything. Who does that belong to? Where's that coming from? And I look across the street and there's like a little old person with their walker. I'm like, or a knee brace on, or like, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm aware of that person's body. So if you're aware and you have that capacity, but you don't necessarily know that it is a capacity, you might be, and a gift really, you might be using it against you. You might be using it in a way that is more destructive than creative for you. And what if you could take that same thing that has been a source of struggle and suffering,
or overwhelmed for many empaths, or overwhelmed. They're like, so much thought, feeling, and emotion. It's like they get overwhelmed. A lot of them drink and do drugs and other things to try to get out, to try to get away from kind of all the energy that they're aware of on the planet, or in their house.
And what if you could start using it for you? What if it could be a source of joy? What if it could contribute to creating your life, to having more ease with being around people? Because I think that's a big thing for empaths, is like, it's really hard to be around people, especially like in crowds. Like there's so much and you're so aware and all of that at the same time. But what if it could actually make all of that easier instead of harder?
So here's the thing. If you actually have a capacity for this and you're not using it, it will actually bite you in the ass. Like if you have a capacity to know things about people and you cut off your awareness, like I used to have a lot of positive judgments for people. I was telling her the day, I had a woman that worked for me that I totally loved. And I'm a kind of rainbow Pollyanna unicorn person a lot of the time. And I always wanted to see the best in people, truly. But this woman embezzled $17,000 over a year. And I just couldn't even see it. I had so many positive judgments about her, and I could kind of tell she was like really angry about her mother and stuff like that. But I didn't want to see anything. Yes, Liddy, we will address that.
Liddy says, I kept wanting to scream and yell and holler and being weird. Can you address this?
Well, Liddy, who does that belong to? So,
what were you aware of?
So here's the thing is when I was working with that person, that positive judgment was like putting blinders on. Oh, she's great. it didn't allow me to look and see and know what I would actually know about her. Like, hey, she's a liar, she hates her mother, and she kind of hates everybody and herself. So maybe she's not the best choice for my business. Okay, and so it was only when, like, we realized she stole all this money, and I was like, hi, Mike Munson. Well, she stole all this money, and then I was like, oh, my positive judgment got in the way again. So if
your judgment is like blinders on a horse.
Positive or negative.
It just cuts off your awareness of what's actually there, because all you can see is what matches your judgment. So in Christina's case and Meakim's case, if her judgment was, oh, they're nice, they're great, they're wonderful, anything that didn't fit in that lens, she couldn't see, which allowed those people to do whatever the fuck they wanted. Excuse my French.
I, by the way, also didn't want to see mean people, cruel people, rapey people, abusive people. Like, I didn't want to see it. So what happened was, perpetually, I would choose people to be close to me in my life that were kind of shitty. And, you know, it was an interesting thing when I started really acknowledging my capacity and how much of an empath I was. It became so that I actually knew it was kind of like a superpower, and I knew things about people. They didn't have to say them, and I could choose to hire people that could and would do the job, instead of only seeing the best in people, which is like, as my friend Maury Davidowitz said to me once, he goes, Meakim, why don't you just see people as they actually are? And I was like, oh, Maury, great. He's a lawyer. He's my lawyer. I was like, thank you very much. Yes, I think I'll see people as they actually are now. So what if your talent for empathy can help you? Like, I mean, my job as a chiropractor, I can look across the room and see what somebody requires. I can look and be like, this person needs this procedure. It's their knee over there. Their foot is actually causing this back pain. This is this. This is emotional. They're missing a vitamin, or they have a heavy metal detox. What if you could tune like that?
It also can help you know what they can't receive and what they don't want to hear, and when it's better to just be quiet because they don't want to know what you're aware of. And that can also make your life easier too.
Just because you know something is possible for someone's life, I could always see what was possible for everybody.
Not everybody
But I kind of was like, well, why wouldn't you choose that? Which is kind of judgy and weird. Like,
and it's
instead
not
of really inviting them to that.
They just might not be there yet or ready for that, or even know that that's a choice for them. So when you say that to them, it feels more like a burden than a like possibility or an invitation. So knowing what they can receive, what they can't receive, where people are at, and being able to have that awareness and be able to use it to make your life easier, to contribute to you, to make your life better. We have a class coming up that's on Thursday, September 20th, so this coming Thursday.
Live and online.
It's called the Happy Empath Thrival Guide, and it's tools from this amazing body of work that we both do called Access Consciousness, and we are inviting you to come check out these tools, come have them so that you can use them in your life. And that's the thing that I love so much about them, is that you don't have to like stop and sit in a cave for an hour for them to work. Like, you can be in your life and like be out in the world and be using them as you're going through your daily interactions and everything.
And yes, Teresa, if you take your blinders off, it will allow you to receive all your awareness, good and bad.
Yes.
And by the way, if you're willing to receive everything, it also means you'll receive more money.
And that you won't be the effect of anything. Nothing will be able to impact you or harm you or...
Well, you'll see it coming.
You'll see it coming.
Here's the thing is, you'll
like
see
step
stuff
out of the
coming,
way.
and sometimes you'll be like, I'm kind of aware of a weird energy. I don't know what's happening, and I'll address it at like a staff meeting, and then that person will quit. I remember once walking through my office and going, everything's going to change with my staff. Like, I don't know, I got the ping that minute, and then I went, whoa, what happened? And I made it all dramatic or whatever. Yay!
Yay, Teresa!
Yes, you would be. So here's the thing is, like, if you're trying to block out mean or cruel energy or any energies or sad or depression, which is the one I used to really want to block out when other people were depressed, you're not willing to receive everything. Like that, if you can know that energy's not yours, it's acknowledging your capacity.
Well, and the challenge with
it's going to grow your capacity. So then you have to kind of go, ooh, it grew, and then acknowledge that too.
Well, and the challenge with that is if you put up a blinder to one thing, like I'm not willing to receive or see or be aware of where people are unkind, that may be the thing that you're putting up the blinder to, but it's like a filter, like, or a wall. Like, the wall doesn't necessarily distinguish, like, oh, that's mean. There may be other things that you're keeping out with that wall or that filter. So,
like joy and money.
There may be like, joy or
naked,
money or like
juicy things.
Houses or just possibilities that you don't even know what else is being kept out with that. So,
hi, Irina.
Hi, Irina.
Kagdala. Russian. Okay, so
So
yeah.
yes, so you're invited. You can join us online. We will put
this is a great question.
the registration link below.
I love this. Can I answer it? I'm answering it.
Yes.
So my favorite story that Adele told me is one about Gary Anderson and what he said. Gary Anderson, that's someone else I know. Gary Douglas, who invented access consciousness. So there's a story where he was not willing to receive the energy of dog shit because I guess he thought it was disgusting or whatever it was.
Because why would you want to receive dog shit?
Well,
it's
anyway,
dog shit.
The thing is, he stepped in it all the time because he wasn't willing to receive it. Hi, Shireen.
Hi,
Shireen. So if you're not willing to receive an energy, you're literally gonna step in it over and over and over again. And like Adele, who can be on her phone texting, will know because she's willing to receive dog shit, and she'll step out of the way.
It's the one thing that I like, and it was really cool actually because I had struggled a lot with like this idea of being able to receive and what is receiving and all of that, and finally like I was like, oh, I can receive dog shit. If I can receive dog shit, I can receive anything. Receiving is receiving. If I can receive that, what else can I receive? And what if I can receive everything with that same level of ease? So where do you have ease receiving in your life? What is totally easy for you to receive? And what if you had as much ease receiving every awareness, every energy that is in the world with that same level of ease?
And
joy.
Yes, because all of life comes to you with these.
Because when you go, oh, I didn't step in the dog shit. It's pretty joyful.
Yeah. So, it is joyful. Like, when I'm around someone sad, I used to sit there or around someone nervous and I remember a friend of mine sat down next to me at a seminar and I remember feeling so anxious and seething inside. I was like, wait, why am I like nervous around my friend? It was so weird. And 6 months later, he said to me, I said something about him seeming confident and he said, oh, I'm a seething mass of insecurities. And I was like, yeah, that wasn't mine. That was his energy sitting, because I love him and he's so fun. And that was the moment that I realized, because I went a little bit into the wrongness of me when I was aware of that energy. I was like, why am I nervous around Dev? Like, I didn't want to say his name. And then when he confessed that to me, I was like, thank you. I was just thinking, oh my God, that's so great, because it was like seething massive insecurities or like that heaviness of sadness and everything. So it really is about all of that. And, we have classes coming up tomorrow. We're doing the easy ask and create.
Create more time, more money, more joy.
Which is like, those are my favorite
more of the
things.
Awesome stuff.
Or there's a few other things I like even better than that. But with more money, time, and joy, I can have more of those too. So
yeah, so we have create more time, more money, more joy tomorrow starting at noon Pacific, and then we have the easy ask where you can ask for things and have them show up with ease, and that starts at 3 p.m. Pacific, and then next Thursday, the 20th, 6:30 p.m. Pacific. All of our classes are being streamed online, so you can join us from anywhere in the world, or if you're in the area, you can come join us live and be there with us. And we would love for you to come and play with us and explore these amazing tools, life-changing tools.
Bye, Dean.
And yeah.
So anybody want to come play? We're here. And you can always, we have a little Happy Empath thing that we just started. We haven't done much with it, but Happy Empath page. There's like a lot going on.
No, I'm just like, I'm so
businesses.
You're like, and if you want to come play, come play. And I was like, and if you want to be miserable, you can have fun with that too.
Well, there's about a million choices in between there, buddy.
I know.
Just an FYI.
I'm just kidding.
Anyway, it was a pleasure seeing all your cute little faces. We're going to go have a margarita and think about how to create
some
more.
tacos.
Okay? Bye.
Bye, guys.